Okay, great. I got it.
The thing that I would talk to them about here is, you can see the screen okay, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So one thing we've mentioned to them, and maybe you want to recap with them, is on the dashboard here, when you go to the dashboard and you scroll down, this shows us some quick stats here about kind of their stuff. And we've got, year-to-date obviously will be skewed because they just started the program, but the month one would be pretty accurate. So here what we see is that 19% of their sales are coming from reward customers. You can see the national averages below it, which is 42. Now the dealers that are really, really successful, they're up above like 55, 60. They're at close to 60% are the ones that are really having great amounts of success, even though, but the average is 42. So one thing would talk to her about is I would say, look, you're almost half below the national average. So what this tells us is that you guys are not really pushing the program and inviting people to join the program as much as you should. The other thing we can talk about is this bikes we see here. This is just in the bike sales department. Well, the reality is this should be almost all blue because there's no reason why anybody that buys a motorcycle shouldn't be handed a card in that dealer jacket during the F&I stage of the sale. So this surprises me that this is way down. So this tells us that the sales department is not engaged at all, which usually the sales department is much greater than anybody else because you have an opportunity. You're sitting there at a desk with them, and you can put that card in their hand and everything. So there's no reason that this should be not way past 50. I mean, this should almost be all blue and everything. So when you're talking to her about different things, these would be. Now, why is that? I'm not sure, but these are things that you could identify maybe during that coaching process with Bernie or whatever. But
right.
And then here we see in their database that they've got 255 people so far signed up to the program out of their 36,000 that are in their database. And then the other thing that they've got is they've got 418 people within HOG. Now, what this tells me that there's only 255 reward members, but there's 418 HOG members. So what this tells me is that none of their HOG members are probably signed up for the reward program because the reality is that the reward numbers should be at least as great or greater than the HOG number because everybody that's a HOG member should be signed up to the reward program.
Okay.
So there's a breakdown there with their HOG group and everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Now this is what you're showing me is all three stores combined, right?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, so this is all three. This is the stats for all three stores combined.
Okay.
So, a lot of times we've covered this in training with them. We've tried to go to this with them, but if we're looking for things to maybe do a little bit of extra coaching on, these might be some things that they should probably do because the reality is every HOG member should be a reward member, and then this number reward should be higher than HOG.
Right.
Because you should have everybody from HOG in here plus the normal reward customers. So now if we go up to the top here, covering the marketing side of things, the one thing that they've got to do before they can do anything with e-marketing to their customers, if we go into e-marketing, I don't know if they've set anything up yet. Yeah, they haven't. So the first thing that you have to do is you got to go into the rewards icon here, and you have to go over here under mail list builder. So it says reward mail list builder. So rewards mail list builder. Now there's other things they can do too, like send birthday cards and that kind of stuff. But the big thing is you go mail list builder, and this is where they can generate their list. So their first step is they have to generate the list that they want to market to. So you see here are all three locations at the top. So if they want to market to all three locations, they just check each location. Now they got data from all three locations.
Okay.
And then now if they want to market to reward and non-reward, since there's only a couple hundred reward members, you probably want to do both and get both. So I would say you do all three locations. You check both types, reward and non-reward. And then you can drill down with additional demographic criteria, but, I mean, just to get the big